Welcome to Speak Harmony, where knowledge meets community. How about that? Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Speak Harmony podcast right here at APAT Media in Stone Mountain. We're live on YouTube and other media outlets. I mean, we are on TikTok, we're on Facebook Live, we're streaming everywhere, guys. We're doing our thing.
Thanks to APAP, right?
APAP. Mm-hmm. So, Mr. P and Damien, we cannot thank you enough because you are the best in Atlanta. We say that without
unapologetically.
Oh God, let me tell you, we don't make twister words when it comes to that. So, if you want someone to produce, quality work, whether it be in podcasting, in multi-camera recording, video and live streaming services, this is where you come. APAT Media, right here in Stone Mountain. And you can find them at info@apatmedia.com. That's info@apatmedia.com. Also, there's a telephone number, and it's 470-657-1998. That's 470-657-1998 right here. So,
all right,
Sharon.
So as usual,
how are you?
I am
my gosh.
excellent. I'm so thankful. This is a beautiful day, wonderful day. We got an excellent guest, and for so many reasons why the 19th of May
is
significant.
Yes.
So what did you do over the weekend real quick?
A whole lot. The highlight of my weekend was the Integrity Children's Fund, which is an organization, a Jamaican organization that, gosh, the things they do this particular day, it's so appropriate to even talk about it because they take care of the underserved youth, illiterate youth, both here in Georgia and back home in Jamaica. So when I tell you they're all about that, they've been around for almost 25 years, a little over 25 years, but they had some amazing talent there on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so, that was the highlight of my weekend.
Yeah. And
How about yours?
Didn't you meet the Jamaica Universal Miss World, was that?
Yes. Our own Miss Jamaica Universe. It was great. It was great. It was and our own Mr. Nigel Clark. When I tell you brilliance personified, the International Monetary Fund. So his name is synonymous with that. So guys, if you don't know who Nigel Clark is, you got to research him.
That's right.
He's a powerful, very humble, very laid back, very chill man, but brilliant mind. So yes.
Well, thank you, Atlanta Jamaican Association, for bringing us such esteemed guests. And we hope, Speak Harmony family, that you tune into some of the events that we share with you. Thank you. And Sharon, for my weekend, I don't know why I forgot what I did on Saturday. Oh yeah, I taught 14 summer camp youth counselors.
Wow.
In CPR. 14 of them in CPR and first aid. So that was fun. That was a whole day thing. My husband accompanied me and teaching them CPR and first, and then getting them involved and doing it, and they had a blast just learning how to do that.
I love that.
And then the Sunday, I went to Malcolm X Festival every year. Gots to go. The vendors are growing, the artisans, beautiful stuff, wonderful program, and we also have our guest who's going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm so excited because he got so much. We just can't wait. So I'm gonna run through the national days as we do every week. And so it is National May Ray Day. May Ray Day. And what is that? It's a day to soak up in the sun and enjoy the spring weather.
Really?
So get outdoors and soak up the sun, sunbathe.
Vitamin D.
Yes, and our esteemed guest can also verify and talk a little bit about that. Of course, it's also, which is very fitting, did you know it's Awareness and Health Days? And this is observed globally to promote medical and social understanding. So yes, it's also a day where providers talk about Crohn's disease, which is bacteria and other materials get stuck in the large intestines, and they have a whole lot of symptoms. And, before people, it wasn't realized because it was really an unseen symptoms, stress and pain and so forth. It's also a day to test hepatitis. And there are different types of hepatitis, A, B, C, D. Hopefully it doesn't go further down in the alphabet.
Hopefully not.
But also what's special is it's also World Family Doctor Day.
Oh,
yes.
interesting.
Yes, so it's to highlight the
appropriate.
vital role and contributions of family doctors and primary care teams. And there's a last big up. No, two. Big up. It's accounting day. So if you got an accountant out there, we just finished tax season. It was wrapping up. So big up to the accountants.
I want to shout mine out. Dr. Sandria Stevenson, who's no stranger to this platform. So we
Yes.
want to shout
her out. That's
Amazing,
right.
Amazing.
And it's also, Sharon, I know this one is dear to your heart. It is Celebrate Your Elected Officials Day.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
So I hope everyone went out in their communities and voted.
Yes. I
Yes,
hope
yes,
so.
yes. And so, of course, we saved the best for last. It is Malcolm X Day. And
That's
today's
right.
his heavenly anniversary of his birth. And so we're going to big
Yes.
up our brother who has just made some wonderful differences in our life, Haj Malik El Shabazz Omowali. We give thanks. And so with that, Sharon, it's a great introduction to our new guest.
Amazing. And so when I reached out to this gentleman, he didn't hesitate at all. He was like, what am I going to talk about? I said, well,
We'll figure it out.
But you celebrate this every year. You're an opener for the festival. Mm-hmm. This gentleman is amazing. So he's a dedicated preventive medicine specialist. William Richardson, MD, MSPH, details the science of how and why optimal food consumption can prevent and heal our bodies.
Yes.
Of coronary heart disease, eczema, obesity, wow, irritable bowel syndrome, and much, much more, Sharon.
Yeah.
Practicing the principles of optimal nutrition along with other healthy lifestyle habits can enable you and your family to avoid heart and artery disease, type 2 diabetes, ED, common cancers of the breast, prostate, colon, ovary, pancreas, and more, while assisting in the healing process as well. He backs up his recommendations with the rigorous scientific principles, and reference studies and data.
All right.
Without further ado,
Yes.
I welcome you.
Welcome.
Welcome to Speak Harmony, Doc. How are you?
Thank you. What a great introduction. Hello, everyone.
And it is definitely fitting for World Family Doctor Day. So
Absolutely.
we celebrate you.
Thank you.
So, we really wanted to start the show off talking about our brother Malcolm X. And we know that for years you have been opening up for the Malcolm X Festival. That's a 2-day event down in the West End. So tell us, how did you get involved with that?
Well, I've always been going to the Malcolm X Festival, and I got involved with a group, Soul Brothers Quartet, and another group, Potential Difference. So been playing music since I was 13.
You didn't add that to the list, musician as well?
Of course.
All right.
So I play guitar and bass, and we played. I was told it sounded good. You couldn't hear it perfectly on stage, but it was a lot of fun, and it felt good just
And that's
playing.
important.
It's
Yes.
That's
really
important.
good.
Yeah.
So it's therapeutic also, being a physician.
Yes.
And so I've always done that to help keep myself balanced when studying hard sciences, calculus, biochemistry, physics, whatever. Love that stuff too, because I'm an old Star Trek fan as well.
Oh, okay. I hear that. So give me one word that you would say as a Malcolm X disciple, if you might describe yourself as that. One word that describes Malcolm X in your
Noble. Very noble. Very noble. Really.
Yes.
I think
my
that's a
dad called
fitting
him
word.
the X Factor. That was his thing. I mean, wherever he was, my father was. Yeah.
Following,
Yeah. He
yeah.
referred to him as the X Factor.
And so, Dr. Richardson, what do you think is one of the most misunderstood things about Brother Malcolm?
Well, he had an idealistic mind in a way, and he was almost, let's say, it made him almost innocent of all the things he did because he became to realize that circumstances cause us to be ignorant and make certain decisions. So he realized that, and he started making really, really good decisions and had great discipline and love and care in his heart for the Most High is manifested by our people, the earth, everything. So he really had dedicated himself to being real for the Most High, real for the truth. And that probably helped get him unlived as well.
Not
Yes,
everybody
yes,
likes the
yes.
truth, huh?
Correct.
And what's one of your favorite quotes from the X Factor?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I have more essays. I don't know if I remember that. But, I mean, just his spirit and what he stood for, the righteousness, even having to go against people he loved, people he admired, and he took a stand that that was such strength. That's the biggest thing that I think he was about and sacrificed his life for.
Yes. One of my favorite ones is education really is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.
That's a beautiful quote, yeah.
And, when we look at the state of our world, I mean, I was about to say our country, but the world, because as they say, if America sneezes, the entire globe, it seems, has pneumonia.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody short years ago used to look up to America as the example. I mean, it's like they're the epitome of success and whatever. But now, I mean, I'm hearing this. I mean, I have not traveled outside of the country within a year and a half. But I've heard from sisters and brothers who have been outside, and they're saying, "Hey, your passport doesn't have much value anymore because you guys are just, whatever over there."
Yes, it looks like we made some major mistakes in our election of
we sure did.
some people, certain people, certain person especially.
Yeah. But you know what? We're here, and we're that's why today is important.
Yeah.
This day. I mean, well, they just missed it if they didn't vote. They missed it by 15 minutes. Sharon, what's your favorite quote? Would you say? I know.
There, like he said, there are so many. I like the quote. He has one that talks about we are nonviolent to those who are nonviolent to us.
Yes. In other words, look, we're peaceful until you step on our toes.
That's right.
You got to defend yourselves.
And I think one of the
Really?
things
Fair
that they say, maybe about Brother Malcolm is that, he was racist and,
Really?
all of this. But he's one of his quotes was, "I'm not a racist. I'm against every form of racism and segregation, every form of discrimination. I believe in human beings and that all human beings should be respected as such, regardless of their color." I was listening to a radio station on my way home this last weekend. They played a little excerpt, and I had to laugh because this was him speaking, and he was saying that he was at this conference and that he was sitting next to this white woman. And they had a real good conversation. They were chopping it up, and he said, I was sitting next to them for about 40 minutes. And then all of a sudden she noticed that on his briefcase, I believe, it had MX. And so she says, "Oh, what does the X stand for?" And he says, "Oh, that's my last name." And she says, "Oh." It was quiet a little bit. And then she said, "So what's the first initial for M?" He said, "Malcolm." She says, "Oh, Malcolm X?" Yeah, so he's like,
Yeah,
now
the
now I'm
X
somebody
factor.
different
Yeah.
because of the perception out
Yeah.
there, you know.
Yeah.
But before, and that was just the proof of that quote that we're all human beings. We had a great conversation. Now your perception of what media has put out there, now I'm somebody else, you know. So I thought that was a cute story.
That's crazy because you know what that would lead me to? Children. When you see these little babies running around out there, black, white, whatever color they are, right? Whatever race they say they belong, they belong to. These children don't. They're clueless.
Yeah.
They don't see race. They're so innocent and sweet. But over time, their little minds get.
Yeah, I mean, scientifically, the human race is one race, and technically everyone's really brown, different shades of brown. When
Yes.
you look at
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
there was adaptation biologically from migration from the mother of our species, Africa. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't tell everybody that. I mean, they think otherwise. But you know, yeah. So I mean,
Well, in a way, it doesn't matter what you think, have faith in, or believe. It really only matters what the truth is.
Truth
really.
is.
That's right.
Okay.
Unless somebody forces their way on you for some reason.
Yeah, which that has happened.
yes, yes, yes.
Quite a bit. Or
So I mean, you know, as far as Black pride is concerned, I mean, how would you say Malcolm X redefined Black pride?
By his, he was a very unique person in that he took to heart the truth and just righteousness. He took it to heart, and
Yes.
that's probably helped him reach his demise. But I really think he did that, and I do that in my medicine. I don't play about certain things, and when you do that, you sacrifice some comfort sometimes. I remember I was in a particular hospital in the Northeast United States, and I was with a team, and they were rounding, and it was a mixture of teams. I was doing infectious disease then, and the oncology or cancer team came, and we mingled. And they said, "Look over there, you see that woman?" And I was the only African American in the mingling of these teams. And she has breast cancer, and we can't think of anything else to do. Nothing we gave her is helping at all. And I looked at her, and she looked like she had good sense. She was eating heartily. I said, "Man, must be something." There's nothing that you can think of at all? Nope, there's not anything we can think of. That's what these older doctors told me, because I was lower on the totem pole as far as education. I looked at her again. I raised my hand again. I said, "Well, what about giving her 10 grams of vitamin C?" You can't think of any. I'll come up with something.
at least boost the immune system, right?
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, something. And they looked at me like I committed a crime. And I graduated in the upper part of the class scholastically. I breezed through med school. It was like super easy because I took such hard courses in college. And I had to go in front of the dean because of that
Oh,
and
wow.
explain why I wanted to be a doctor.
Oh, wow.
That's what I noticed. And then I also noticed I remember it was so easy for me, the biochemistry, this and that. I'd like run and collect money from fellow students, usually I think all African Americans or Africans, but anyway, and I'd run and buy some fruit and come back, and I'd buy fruit for everyone, and I got free fruit because I was the runner.
You were the runner.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So I was really serious about my health and things. I remember walking in a meeting, and I was real proud of my hair. I'd had a lot of nice, cool, natural hair, and I just liked it, and I really took care of myself, so I took a really good lunch. And the other doctors in the meeting, young doctors, interns, this and whatever, I noticed they looked at me with quite disgust because my lunch was so beautiful
healthy.
and healthy.
Yes.
And I said, what is this?
Yeah.
Why are they doing? And so it's a lot. And one more thing, I remember I was at another city in a particular university. I don't want to mention names. And I had my own clinic, and I was treating people, and this African-American brother came in, and he said, "I have diabetes," and his sugar was like 450, almost 500. I said, "I want you to help me with no drugs." Oh boy, why did he say that? I went home and wrote my wrote my best, because I had been to a conference about that, and I put my own ideas, and I wrote. And then, sure enough, his sugars came down to normal based on, basically I told him a whole food plant-based diet, only drink water, no other things, and just walk a lot, ride your bike. And he did. I looked out the big clinic, ivory tower, he was riding his bike. And then his sugar came down like to 85, which is normal, from 450.
Wow.
And the professor in that particular institute, I just suspected that he had certain perception problems from other people who weren't like him. And I was concerned. And I said, Dr. R, I won't mention his name or the institution, I wonder how I'm doing in your rotation. And he was endocrinologist, which is over diabetes. And I had just cured diabetes, and I really wasn't thinking of telling him because I didn't think he was that great a person spiritually in that aspect. But I said, how am I doing in your rotation? And he turned red and said, I'm antagonistic for you being here in the first place.
Well, thank you for telling you the truth. That's how he felt. Now you can be aware.
What do you think he'd do if I told him, well, you can say that, but I beat you in curing diabetes. So,
I feel you, right? Yes.
And it's like, so it's been a lot of political stuff. Like Public Enemy says, crucifixion ain't no fiction, so-called chosen, frozen, apologies made to all who need some still. They got me like Jesus.
Okay.
So
that's
but
right.
You know what? It's all about it's all about helping people and being about what's best, what's optimal.
Yeah.
Just like in hospitals, is it optimal to serve like McDonald's and Coca-Colas, roast beef? You already have like some type of, I remember
artery diseases and
artery
whatever.
diseases. They got
Coronary.
ham sandwiches.
That always puzzles me. How unhealthy.
Yeah.
The food is in the hospitals
food,
where you're supposed to be. I remember there was a patient who was in the hospital for diabetes.
Yes.
And on the plate was a roll, and pasta, and another starch product, potatoes. And I looked and I said, do you realize that he is diabetic? Oh yeah, but the nutritionist said he could eat that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, we
So
changing
what
that.
food do you think mostly causes diabetes? What would you say, what category of food per se?
Starch?
No.
Really?
No. For type 2 we're talking about. It's fat.
Fat.
What the fat does, it impedes the action of insulin. And it also impedes the production of insulin in the pancreas. So it's the fat that causes type 2. Now, type 1 is a genetic deficiency or virus attacks your DNA or something, and then you don't make it. Now, as far as so-called starches, if you eat, for instance, if you're going to eat whole grains, you would have to eat intact grains. So if you're diabetic, let's say once you get under better control, get rid of the fat in your food, and then you could eat oats, but it's best to eat intact oats, like oat groats, because the surface area is smaller, and then the enzymes won't break it down too quick for you to handle it. So don't eat noodles made of wheat. Eat wheat berries and sprout them, which decreases the sugar. It keeps the protein good and minerals. And then you could also bake it if you want as well. But that's how to manage it. So starches per se don't cause type 2 diabetes. It's the fats. Type 1 is caused by virus and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about the fats, because I know they talk about healthy fats like avocado oil, coconut, and so forth.
Avocado oil is not a healthy fat because it's not a whole food. Olive oil is not a healthy fat. If you compare, there's been studies that compared whole food plant-based diets, which means no oil, to the whole food plant-based diet, and you add olive oil or coconut or any of that, then it's inferior. You will have less control of sugar. You will have less control of high cholesterol and all that sort of stuff. So it's because ancient Africans, even nuts, like I see people eat, I'm gonna eat a handful of nuts for a snack. I'm like, that is going to add too much fat because technically, evolutionarily and scientifically. To get nuts, you have to climb a tree or something, and then you have to break it open. So you're not eating it by the handfuls. Now we have machines to do that.
Correct.
If you're going to eat nuts, eat a large amount of like broccoli, collard greens, celery, cauliflower, and then eat a nut. But not eat a handful, handfuls of vegetables and maybe 1 or 2 nuts.
Right. And do you know that they also say that cashews is a very unhealthy nut, which is a fruit, is what they say? What do you think about that?
I mean, I like cashews.
Me too.
Me too, but I've heard that it's not a healthy nut or fruit.
I haven't seen any evidence of that, but I may not know. I will research it.
Yeah, because I've heard quite a bit.
But it is unhealthy if it's cooked in oil and that has
process.
Process. Cashew, it's a fruit anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you think the philosophy of Malcolm X impacted your practice? Because I know you talked about maybe a little bit of discrimination.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, all that. I mean, my father, he was a beautiful brown-skinned man, and who I'm named after. You say I'm light, but my grandfather I'm named after, he came through Haiti. He was a short, really dark man. And my father, he was a Tuskegee Airman, and he was a weatherman in World War II in France. And he was he was number 2 scholastically at the University of Pittsburgh. And he was only black in his med school. Nobody studied with him except one Jewish guy. And he was definitely persecuted in many ways. But he was an excellent doctor. And when I was 3 years old, we had an apartment across from his office in Homewood, a black neighborhood. And I opened the door was open, and I saw him laughing with a patient, and they were getting it on, in a positive conversation. And I looked up, and he had the white coat on and the stethoscope. And when I was 3 years old, that's when I decided I was going to be a doctor.
Oh, wow.
So at 3 years old, deciding to be done, you're not doing it because of money. You're not doing it because of pulling women or something. You're doing that for a very pure heart. So I have a very pure heart in medicine. I didn't say, this is a good way to make money. No, that wasn't my thing. I'm a doctor to help people, number 1, to understand science, number 2, and make a living, number 3. So I have a very unique background in that aspect. And I went to school with that primary goal.
And that's why it was easy for you.
Well, I studied a lot.
Sure.
And then I fell in love with Uhuru on Star Trek, and she was very inspiring for science, to be honest.
Wow.
Yes, she was, yes.
For many, yeah.
You have a name, you have your given name, your government name, but I can't pronounce that other name that you acquired.
Emikola.
Emikola.
Yeah, Emikola Rigbera.
What does that mean?
Well, that's given by my great Yoruba priest, may he rest in peace, Temujin Ekunfeyo, who married us and everything. Emikola means the spirit collects honor, and Origbera means the head carries the body. In other words, leads the body.
Yeah.
My son over there, Akimbola, he has a Yoruba name as well. All of our children do. Just because, what's the point of being African American
if you don't, right?
Exactly.
And with that, Sharon, is interesting that a lot of those that are born on the continent make sure they have a European name.
To fit in, I guess.
Yeah. And then I'm like, so what's your real name?
Yeah.
That's good.
What's your real name? Tell me your name is John.
I do that as well.
You do that? And talk about your son.
We're going to get, we're going to go.
Yeah, because we're getting ready to go on a break. But before we go to the next segment, Dr. Richardson, you were talking about your son, and just to wrap it up with Malcolm X, how do you think, what are some important lessons that you think young men should learn from Malcolm X? And women too.
Discipline, and to be forthright. I mean, he was just awesome, and that whole organization. I mean, we got to give. No one's perfect, and Minister Farrakhan says, "Hey, he's not perfect. NOI perfect." He admits that. So how can? But it was them who inspired me to go into nutrition, because when I was 15 years old or something, my mother let me go to Norfolk, Virginia by myself to be with my guitar playing buddy. I think she was a little naive. And I had bandana on, I was in the Hendrix, and this brother came with a bow tie, and he showed me a book. He said, look, he said, we shouldn't eat pork, brother. And He said, really, you shouldn't eat beef. That stuck in my mind. No one said that. And that probably helped steer me in a direction like that. And then he said, you should save yourself, as far as procreation or sexually, so have some discipline. And so I have to say, you have to give
Credit where it's due,
credentials
Yes,
to who might have helped.
Of
And I want to
course.
be very honest. And this is Malcolm X Day, so
Yes.
there it is.
Ashe.
Full circle.
So give thanks, give thanks.
Yes, thanks. Yes. Wow.
All right, family, we're getting ready to take that break. And when we come back, we're going to delve in a little bit more, learn some more about preventive health, how to take care of our bodies, how to take care of our mind, how to take care of our spirit. So stay tuned.
Welcome back. So we've got a lot going on this weekend. We've got some stuff coming up. Run that, please, Damien, Mr. P. See what we got. We've got some stuff. So this is the, Jamaica National, they have that live webinar coming up on May 21st. And it's right there. All the information is there. You can go back to Speak Harmony on APAT Media and look it up. So it's going to be from 1:30 to 3 p.m. on May 21st. Jamaican National, securing a piece of the rock, Sharon. And
That's
so
right. I like
you
that.
don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Join the conversation, guys. Get on board. And if you missed it, go right to it. And so we've got another event on the 31st. And this is another, listen, our community is just jumping. So the architect of memory, it's strengthening the foundation of your brain health for years to come. This is going to be the Georgia Caribbean American Heritage Coalition, guys, May 31st. So look, that's where it's going to be. Holy Cross Episcopal Church.
Yeah.
That's where it's at, Columbia Drive. Oh, man.
Look,
there's more going
things
on.
going on.
The Georgia Caribbean American Heritage on June 7th. Okay? That's what's coming up next. They have a big day. It's going to be that big opening ceremony where all the islands display their styles, their culture.
That's
So
right.
that's going to be right there at I think it's at the, let's see, Clarkston. That's right. DeKalb Conference Center is over there at Pyramid College.
Okay.
Right off
Perfect
Memorial Drive,
area.
right down the street.
That's right.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll get to see the mayor, the international
True.
mayor, we call her, right?
Absolutely, yes, Mayor
Yes.
Burks. And then we have one of our very own, our community ladies, on June 11th, the emergence table with Dr. Carla Hilton. And she's one of those that's graced us right here at Speak
right.
Harmony and APAT Media. So look her up.
That's right.
The emergence table. So we've got,
And I'm sure we're going to bring those back again for the month of June,
absolutely.
and there will be more things that are happening for the months of May. So don't sleep.
we've
Look
got
at
a
this
relation
one.
in. Let me tell you. So this is another one. This young sister, the blueprint, right? It's the relationship blueprint. And she's got some powerful speakers that are going to be on this. So look her up.
Okay.
It's the relationship blueprint. Okay. Go back to our podcast.
Yeah.
And you'll find the information.
That's right.
That's a good way. Oh, we've got our amazing Island Heat family, Super Peck and Lady Lala Bella. Mondays, every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m.
Check them out.
Right
Good
here.
music,
Check.
good guests,
Hello.
and a lot of fun.
A lot
Absolutely.
of fun.
Big up.
Yes.
All right. We are
welcome back. You know, we've got a lot going on. But we just want to welcome you back to our podcast.
Yeah.
With Dr. Richards. Tell us a little bit more, because you sort of scratched the surface and where our people are concerned. Mm-hmm. What would you say is the number one dis-ease that affects us? Because we hear all different types of stuff, but it's different for different categories of people.
Yeah. Well, generally in America, it's heart and artery disease, cardiovascular disease. Many times that's the number one category. And then, of course, there's metabolic problems like diabetes and high cholesterol. That ties into heart disease. And then there's malignant neoplasms or cancers. And if you really, I think it would be a good perspective that I have a book called The Science of Optimal Nutrition. And in that book, I quote some people I studied with. It was a medical missionary from England who was actually one of them who really actually served the people of Africa, because he didn't go there and rip off South Africa like the other people from his country. You know, he went to the bush and actually did real work.
Wow.
And wasn't trying to rip off.
And say the name of that book again?
Well, that book is The Science of Optimal Nutrition.
Okay.
Yeah, and Dr. Burkitt, he discovered Burkitt's lymphoma, and that's caused by a virus, and it causes malignant neoplasm. But he did a study, and when you look at it, the rural blacks in South Africa had like 0 high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, hemorrhoids, ulcerative colitis, had none of these things. And when they moved to the city, they still didn't get cancer. They started getting cervical cancer in women, and that's because they became a little more promiscuous in the city. And then they started getting a little high blood pressure and heart disease. But when they mixed with whites, it became colored and moved up the color ladder, moving on up like George Jefferson. Then they started eating rich food and started getting the heart disease and the cancer and the high blood pressure. And then the whites had all those diseases.
Yeah.
And when you look at the amount of fat the rural blacks ate, they ate a very low amount of fat, like 10, 15%, and then it moving on up.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to the white population, they ate like 40 or 50% fat. But black Americans often eat 50 to 60% fat sometimes, so we're even worse off.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that a lot. You know, was in Jamaica the other day and saw how now the folks in the city, how big they are. I mean, they used to be very, you see the muscular and in good shape, but now everyone, not everyone, but there's too many are really out of shape. And so it sounds as though it's the nutrition.
Like I would say, it's the nutrition.
It's the nutrition and the lifestyle.
The same thing that happened in South Africa.
Yeah,
true, but it's a lot where they're doing. They brought a lot.
The
of
fast foods are there, and then the lines are down the block.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is what the people are craving. Of course, we know they put certain things in there to have you continue to come back.
Over flavor, over this and that.
Yeah.
And then the regular food doesn't even taste like it has enough.
Yeah.
Like a potato. If your diabetes is under control, potato, if you eat it, like a white potato actually has all the protein, has complete protein. Sweet potato actually doesn't, so you actually have to mix it with legumes. The 3 sources of protein for plant-based eaters are legumes, which are beans, peas, and lentils. Certain vegetables, like certain potatoes, like you think of the African yam, yucca, this and that. They pound the yam. They had yams as big as a person.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Seen it? And then the other are whole grains like quinoa, red rice, brown rice, and things like that. So, it's better. Why is white rice not as good? Because it's refined. It doesn't have the fiber that whole grain rice does.
Yeah.
And then if you pound like wheat into noodles. Well, you make a powder first, then the noodles are powdered. Then once you get the noodles in your body, it instantly breaks down, and that can make you more prone to disease, where if you're eating wheat berries, then it takes time to break it down, and you can absorb it. So it's about plant-based whole food, and for diabetics, you better do plant-based whole food plus intact whole grains if you're going to do them.
Yeah. I like what you're saying, and you're emphasizing whole grain and
grains,
actual food, because now, since being vegan or vegetarian now is in vogue, it's a fad, and they have all of these products now in the supermarket and even in the health food stores, these soy products, these textured, all of these things, the pseudo meat, and I'm like, how much are they affecting the health?
Those are not so good, because a lot of them, especially, people say soy is effeminizing. No, it's not effeminizing unless it's genetically modified so it can grow in pesticides, which are effeminizing. Also, you should know, if a mother eats like a burger or a chicken, especially with added hormones, but these are female animals they're eating, so they're going to have some hormones, it can effeminize the male fetus before it's even born.
Yes, yes. This probably is not the forum to talk about that, but I'm glad you said that, because that really makes sense. If you're reading between the words there, absolutely. My husband has always said that as well.
And also belly fat can make cancer grow, because there's aromatase enzyme in belly fat, which is the worst fat, that can convert testosterone to estrogen and make more estrogen in women. If they have a pre-cancer, it can make the cancer grow.
So what are some of the things that you would suggest that are great preventives, or if they are in that, what can they do to support health?
Yeah, well, either way, even if you're trying to, there's different forms of prevention. So primary prevention, all that. But let's just say a whole food plant-based diet. If someone has cancer, you still eat a whole food plant-based diet, because it won't grow as much. We've had, somebody came into the office, for instance, and they had like prostate cancer all over their body, and a normal enzyme that comes from the prostate that goes up with cancer or irritation, normal's up to 4, which is still kind of high, but 2's pretty good. And this person came in and they were like 2,500. They had cancer all over their body, and they were suffering a lot. We put them on high-dose vitamin C IV. We pulled actually a soy product that we import from Mongolia that is organic. So it's not effeminizing, and it's non-GMO and all that. And we put them on that and some other things. And when that thing came down from 2,500 to 13.5, he lived a normal lifespan after that.
Wow.
Another lady from
approximately how long did that take?
Months. And then a woman came in from Guyana. Well, she was here, but she happened to be from Guyana. And she had a diabetic gangrene of 2 toes, and her leg was mottled all the way up to her knee. And she said, in 2 weeks, they want to cut my foot off. Can you help me? And I'm like, we'll do our best. So I put on appropriate antibiotics, called a Morehouse medical professor, put on another, and then put on a whole food plant-based diet. We did this chelation therapy, which works really good to reverse hardening of the arteries, which was pertinent in that aspect. It's an IV treatment with a man-made amino acid that pulls toxic elements out the body, stops irritating the arteries. I put on certain supplements. I built a pyramid. I put certain, let's say, enhancers in it, and had her sleep under it. And even called Morehouse, got another antibiotic, because they use antibiotics in ancient Africa too, by the way. But she was able to keep her foot.
Really?
Yeah, she did not get it amputated. I was so happy. I guess she was happy too.
Oh, you think?
But you supporting that.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I just wanted to ask, what healthy myth drives you crazy?
What?
Because I know there's got to be
Good
one.
question, Sharon.
Oh, well, I mean, well, let's see. Well, one, if a person really, really looks good, you could have unprotected sex with them recreationally. There's some really good-looking people who are HIV positive. That's one.
What? You need to say that again. Because as people think
people
it's
think
eliminated, you need to say that one more time.
Yes.
Well, a myth is just because somebody looks good and healthy and all beautiful and sexy that they are healthy and you have unprotected sex, you may get HIV like that. You have to test people before. We have to take mating seriously. It's not no willy-nilly.
Talking my language,
We
yes.
have to have discipline. We have to mate from the head down. The last thing to touch should be the genitals. If
You
can't
better
see-
say that.
If you can't see eye to eye, you shouldn't even kiss somebody.
Hey, say that.
You better he's preaching up a storm
I'm
up in
telling
here.
you, I'm
know
loving
the
it.
X Factor's right
Yes.
in here. I'm telling you.
No, it's
Well, I'm just
absolutely
saying,
true.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you want, I'm about.
Yeah, I tell my clients that all the time, and they're like, they don't get it. But
It's serious,
thank you
yeah.
for that.
The nicest
Yeah.
looking people. I remember when HIV
It's
first
prom
came
season.
out, a beautiful sister came from another city. They didn't have the drugs to treat, because I was helping keep people alive just by putting them on good nutrition. We didn't have any medications then. And she was very good looking young college girl, and she said, well, I'm here because I found out I'm HIV positive. And it was something else at that time. That's before the drugs came.
Came out. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I wanted to touch before we moved a little bit on Sharon, going back to the food and nutrition. I noticed I didn't hear you talk about sugar, and there's always saying that sugar and parasites are what feed in the cancer. I wanted to know your thoughts about that.
Sugar's a hoax.
sugar-
I've heard that.
Yeah, cancer cells often cannot make as much molecules, energy molecules, efficiently. So sugar feeds them because they don't have the capacity to make it the normal way. So it does feed it. But then sugar is a poison. You can shoot sugar up like heroin. You can cook it. It's a white powder like heroin, and then you can. No, I'm just kidding.
You see us looking at you like, what?
No, but you have to look at sugar as a poison.
Of course.
Yes.
Because
It
it
is.
gives you a rush. It gives you, you know, it's a drug. It's a drug.
It's
That's
no
what
joke
drugs
when you
are.
say you
Yeah.
got a sugar rush, because like
That's
people who
right.
feed their children sweets,
Yeah.
candy. I mean, during I correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard something about during what's that season? Halloween. That there was a medical professional who said it's like that sugar rush during that season. Their children who get a whole complete rush, because I mean they're consuming so much during that time, and I know there are certain parents and family members who decide, you know what, we're going to tweak it, and so what we're going to do, instead of giving candy for this time, this period, they would give snacks. I mean, healthy snacks. So
Yeah.
they started giving, and I know a sister who started giving books and fun
Yes.
Oh,
stuff.
that's
and
good.
oh
That's
my
right.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's what she was doing. Fun toys, and the kids would flock to her house.
That's
because
wow.
we don't
That's
because we
good.
don't realize is that children are programmed.
Yes,
That's what it is. They're
yes.
conditioned. They're
They don't have to make
indoctrinated.
bad
That's right, that's
choices.
right.
That's it. And we are the ones as adults, if we didn't start them out that way, they'll be all innocent, right?
Yeah,
So it's us that corrupt
Yeah.
the children.
So that's what we have to do. We have to raise consciousness.
Yes.
Period.
Awareness, yes.
Like Earth, Wind, and Fire said, ignorance is at an all-time high.
Absolutely.
Yes. Wow.
Dr. Richardson, what's one lab that you would pay particular attention to? Maybe it's something that the general providers don't give, or that we should take a better look at and monitor more? Because we always hear about blood pressure, we hear about cholesterol, LDL, HDL, the hormones. Is there something that we want to pay a particular attention, CRP,
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, every situation, has different labs that are more pertinent than others. But in general, when we check labs, we check chemists just generally without more, data to pinpoint more labs. I mean, we check a blood count, we check a comprehensive metabolic profile, which is all the chemistry, the lipid panel, the hemoglobin A1C, which is the percentage of hemoglobin molecules with a sugar
blood
molecule
sugar.
on
Right,
it.
right.
And what else? We check urinalysis, we check a thyroid. So we check those things, but we also do other things. We check heavy metals because toxic elements like lead and cadmium can cause heart disease and can irritate cancer. So we do chelation therapy. We have IV treatments that pull these toxins out. We have to measure for cancer patients who want to take high-dose vitamin C. We have to measure a particular enzyme called glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, which about 1 out of 11 people of African descent may have a deficiency of because of the great malaria epidemics in ancient Africa. So we check those things. We also check stool tests for parasites, for bad bacteria. What else? We check hormone tests, saliva tests for that.
So saliva test for the hormones?
Yeah, because it comes out through the saliva, and that's a good way to check it. And it's functional, very functional.
Can I just interrupt you there with metals? Because when you say that, most folks don't have a clue what you're talking about. When you say
I'm talking
metals,
about lead, cadmium, arsenic, those toxic elements.
But then even in your mouth, because I know
mercury.
the mercury filling back in the day, I mean, there are people who are probably still walking around with mercury filling.
We checked that, and I got all mine out, and you have to be careful getting it out. Somebody has to be pulling the fumes out and everything, and then there's certain IVs we can do. Like you can get that, and then we can give an IV that collects the metal in the body and sends it out through the urine and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's different things that can be done. And now, of course, I mean, I go to a dentist and he doesn't even have mercury anymore.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because I'm glad you asked him, because I have a colleague and a friend who was treated with cancer. They had breast cancer, they had brain cancer, they had leukemia, and she had recently got lead poison, and no one couldn't figure out how she got lead poisoning.
It's interesting. It could be some food, could be the water.
Yeah, they couldn't figure it out at all. But I think that if they had did more metal testing, I didn't know if the chemo or the treatments were introducing lead into her body.
Yeah, I mean, it could even be certain foods, all types of things.
All right. Stress.
Hey.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother subject. Yes.
Right. But I mean, even I would say basic principles. I mean, stress is something that's inevitable, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're all, with the economy as it is, the world at large. Simple things as, what would you say, what would you recommend as a quick fix? I know there's no quick fix.
Question. I love that. You guys are great. First of all, you brought everything out of me nicely. Stress, yes. I tell how I fight stress. I look forward. I'm very much into my guitar, so no matter what, when I go home, I will play, because I'm in a band, with it's a band called the Soul Brothers Quartet, and the drummer's 16, I'm 72, and the piano player genius is 20.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So we play at the Malcolm X Festival. We're playing there every year, but yeah. So the question was about stress, right?
Yes, sir.
Yoga, meditation, stretching, dancing, putting some earth, wind, and fire on. Just dance.
Jam.
Just
Here we
dance
go.
to yourself. Just be happy. Love.
Yeah.
Send love out. If you send love out, it'll come back. You'll feel better.
Yes.
Walking is really, really good. My wife, she loves to walk, and she's consistent with that. Dancing. I personally love dancing.
I'm so glad I hear this, because that's the prescription I give my clients.
Totally.
Yeah, especially those that are coming in with anxiety and symptoms of depression and sadness and grief. Excuse me?
What class?
Music. I mean, dance. Any type of dance.
Okay, that's good.
Any type of dance. That's the prescription I give my clients.
Right.
Any type of, whatever makes you laugh and smile and be. And sometimes in my office, we'll just put our hands out like kids and let's go, woo!
That's
because
wise.
So that helps to decrease the stress. So, we're talking about food, right? What's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure? Well,
Oops.
No. I love chocolate, especially pure chocolate, without milk, without sugar.
What's pure chocolate, though? What's that source?
Is that bitter black?
I mean,
Bitter dark chocolate?
You can get the pure chocolate it's a fruit anyway.
Yes, it's a fruit.
Oh, yeah,
we know that. Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
It's so good. I love chocolate. It's like catnip or something. I love chocolate. I don't want the sugar. I want and it's actually antioxidant. It's really healthy. I even put it in my smoothie.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just pick a few up and just bite it. And then my real guilty pleasure are Blueberries.
Yes,
Oh my
I agree
God.
with
I
that.
love
Yes,
blueberries.
yes.
I love oranges, peaches. I love just, the food is so good. I mean, that is my pleasure as far as what goes in my mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would always say, and I know it sounds boring, but it's healthy, right? Where fruits are concerned, when children, I have children around or just folks, and they say, oh, well, I need a snack.
Yeah.
Grab fruit. And they're like, but it has sugar. I said, well, it's better than having the chocolate chip cookie.
Well, you got to understand,
it's-
sugar is our primary fuel
Yes.
for our body. We have to have, it's meant for us to eat. What you don't want is fruit juice because the sugar goes too quickly into the body because there's no fiber. The fiber's gone. The fiber holds it down, right? So our normal human diet includes whole fruits. And see, candies mimic that, the pretty colors of fruits,
Yes.
the little bit of sweetness. But whole fruits are much better. And I always like sometime to have whole fruit. That's my dessert. It's better to eat dessert before you eat a meal because it's sweet, so that goes down quicker. And then you eat your meal.
So I'm going to put you on the spot, though, because we have no time left. Water.
Agua.
What's the source?
Anything pure, first of all, as pure as possible. So, I mean, I don't drink tap water unless I'm really desperate or
Of course.
something. But I want the best water possible, So when I was in Africa, they went and they had pure water. I went to the river, took a bath with the brothers, and I had Dr. Broner's peppermint soap. They said,
Oh,
your
yes.
soap
I still use that.
Yeah,
Yes,
me
yes,
too.
And the
yes.
Africans
I love
wanted
that.
to know, is your soap biodegradable? They wanted to know. I said, yes, it is.
Wow, really? They asked you that?
Interesting.
Yes, and when in that same village, like I met a 122-year-old woman still walking 2 miles and gardening,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I learned a lot. I saw a lot in
Yeah.
Africa. I was there for
So
about
water, because when you think of it, water 30 years ago, maybe a little more. I remember when I can remember it vividly that they were telling us maybe 30, 40 years ago, they were telling us that water is so important and that we were going to start buying water. Growing up, I didn't remember anybody selling water.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
so water is, you can go without food, and I'm just going to have you leave the folks with the food or water. I mean,
Oh, well, food, because you do have stores.
Right.
You have enough stores to fast for up to 2 or 3 months, frankly, as far as fat stores before you start eating your protein. And then you start really starving.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've gone 4-day fast, 5-day fast. I even went a month, but I was doing diluted juices at that time with lots of water. But yeah, fasting is great. It's a great discipline.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really awesome.
So finish the sentence. Optimal health begins with.
Your mind.
Oh,
oh, oh, wow.
The head carries the body. The Funkadelics told you that, didn't they? Free the mind and the body.
And the body will follow.
and the body
They
will
won't say
follow.
that.
Absolutely.
Man, I love
absolutely.
that. I love that, Doc. Free the mind.
Yeah.
And the body will
The
just
head
follow.
carries the body.
sure
In
does.
fact, my name, let me see, Nicola means the spirit collects honor. Oh, you just reminded me about my second Yoruba name. Origbera means the head carries the body.
That's right. That's it.
Wow.
Tells it where to go. It directs it.
I know you came a far way, Doc, but I'm sorry. Even if we have to link you, just have you come through via link.
Yeah.
Sharon.
Yeah,
we've gotta do
because
this
there's so
again.
much. Our
So
people
much to
are
uncover.
starving
Yeah.
for good food,
Yes.
starving for good knowledge,
Yes.
right? Starving so that they can bring some balance, and that's you talk about the head and I talk about the heart.
Yes.
So yes, together they will make that connection.
Yes.
All right, my sister.
It's the part of the podcast I don't like. when it's just heating up.
It's the time. It's just heating up. It's always good.
yeah.
But Speak Harmony family, We want to thank Dr. William Richardson for visiting us. We definitely are inviting him forward, and this is a wonderful time and day to celebrate our brother Malcolm X. So we give thanks and praises and honor to the contribution that he has made to our community at large, for Africans here and abroad, and for all those that understand and love truth. So, folks, Speak Harmony family, we invite you to please comment, give suggestions and give questions. Thank you so much. Producer, give us your information, how we could get in contact with you.
Yes, okay, yes. We have a website. It's acpm.net. That stands for Advanced Clinics for Preventive Medicine. acpm.net, that's what you should remember. And we have many programs. We have programs to enhance everything from natural weight loss to virility in men, all that, to increase that type of energy. My wife runs a detox program, like a 2.5 week by Zoom class on how to eat right. It's very good and economical. It's awesome. We have programs to treat everything from cancer, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. And we always have to look for new patients because we try to make people well.
Oh, we give thanks.
And what's the
We
number? Is there
honor
a
that.
number?
Yes, the number is 770-419-4471, 770-419-4471, and our website is acpm.net. That stands for Advanced Clinics for Preventive Medicine.
There you have it, folks. I know that the phone is going to be ringing, and I just have to repeat that one more time. A for apple, C for cat, P for pineapple, and M for mango. .net. There we go. So please definitely give, even for a consultation. It's time to go. And we had a great time on our show.
Sure did.
And we hope, Speak Harmony family, you did too. Don't forget to continue to comment and give us suggestions. Thank you to our guests once again, and to our sponsor, APAT Media Group. Big up Mr. P and son Damien for producing this podcast. And we see you next week, next Tuesday, right here on YouTube, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit us at our studio. You know what to do. Until then, keep speaking harmony into your life and
Like, subscribe, and share.
They talk about health, they talk about care, sharing tips, they got us without a care. Thank you for listening, you're the best. See you next week to keep the best. Together we learn, together we grow. There'll be lesson every hour, we know. See you next week with new stories to tell. More wisdom, more smiles, we can't